Hello and welcome to Pitch Perfect, live from Zurich, Switzerland. We are back. We've had another match day. Switzerland won. Yay. Everyone happy? Yeah. In even better news, we are joined by a Pitch Perfect fave. Uma Gurev's with us in the studio. We've got Jamie Spangher as always, and I am Ayisha Gulati. So thank you for watching again. We have our wonderful QR code here, which will give you the quiz of the day. Let us know how you're doing on that leaderboard. Hopefully you're doing the quizzes daily. Let us know if you're getting the questions right or if you're just refreshing your memory or learning. Keep us posted. As always, send your comments through. We want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. And we have a poll going in YouTube at the moment, which is around how far England are going to get in the competition. Uma, can I put you on the spot?
How far are England going to get? They're going to win it.
Okay, good. That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Obviously, as we've been saying from the beginning, they're going to win the whole thing.
And if you don't remember, Uma called the Arsenal Champions League win, so you heard it here first. Okay, so well, without further ado, we will jump straight in to yesterday's action. Group A, we're back in action. Our beloved Switzerland, who have become our second team. They got a win, a really, really good win, actually, against Iceland. An Iceland team who, Jamie, I'm sorry to remind you.
Here we go again.
Your dark horses of the competition are the first team to be knocked out of Euro 2025.
I'll reserve my comments. I'll hold it back what I say until the group stages are over, because I'm sure there will be some other exits that we were not expecting. So,
oh God.
But for Switzerland, how exciting, inspirational performance. I am stoked to see the host nation, at least with the chance they only need a draw against Finland in the last group stage game to secure their spot in the knockout. So I'm ecstatic for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Uma, what have you made of Switzerland?
I thought they were actually unlucky not to get a draw out of the Norway game. So absolutely delighted for them. But it was such a strange game yesterday because I think for like 70 minutes, I was thinking this is going to end in a 0-0. It's got 0-0 written all over it. And at half time, actually, I'm not saying I'm the oracle or anything, but half time I was watching it with my friends and they were saying, oh, who do you like? Give me some player ratings. Who's been the best? And I said, to be honest, nobody's really impressed me other than Geraldine Reutler.
Yeah.
And then she comes out and scores that absolute banger. Just incredible from her. I feel like Switzerland turned into a different team that last 10 minutes. I was saying to them, can you just sit back and defend the lead now? No, suddenly they turned
the exact
into
same
crazy team. And fair play to them. They went and bagged another one. I mean, the fans were ecstatic. We were in the fan park and it was just like singing, dancing. It was raining, but you couldn't tell. I mean, the Swiss fans were loving it, and as they should.
And she was a player of the match in the first game as well, which was quite unusual for a team who had lost, but shows her class, I think, right?
Deservedly so. I think, yeah, when you can kind of put on a performance like that. I think Norway was so lucky to win that first game, weren't they? And yeah, obviously they're through now, but we will see how they get on in the next round. I think they'll struggle based on what we've seen so far from them. But who am I to judge?
Well, we did manage to hear from head coach of Switzerland, Pia Sundhage, who spoke about exactly what it means for Switzerland to get that first win under their belt.
I'm on home zone, and it's top notch. I have to say that I talked about this, the journey and so on. It's once in a lifetime, blah blah blah. But this is something special. I have to say that I did not believe that Swiss people could create this kind of atmosphere, and sometimes you take things for granted, but it's also I can tell how important it is for us. You get the 12th play, you get the support, and I really, really hope that we do well against Finland. So we get a chance to play the quarterfinal. That would be fantastic for not only for us, but also for the country, I would say.
Yes, so wonderful to see the hosts doing well, and they've got a real chance of getting out the group now, right?
Yeah, certainly. I think that last night's performance showcased exactly that. Like Uma said, it was such a cagey affair, but the fact that Switzerland were able to gather the momentum in order to get on top of it is so crucial heading into this Finland game, not just for the 3 points, but for the fact that Finland have just been really dispirited by that loss to Norway, and now all they need is a point, Switzerland. Because of that 2-0 victory, it means that they're up on goal difference, they just need a draw, they're on home turf, So Switzerland are in a good place. And again, echoing what Uma said, they were the better side against Norway. They were the better side last night. So the host nation is working its magic, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that we were a bit maybe concerned about was Leah Volti and all
Oh,
the
I
strapping she
know.
had on.
I don't know if you saw, but she had her knee strapped, her hamstring strapped. I think her other knee had some strapping on it. So I think Leah Volti is going to walk out of Euro 2025 in a wheelchair, but she will do anything to play for that nation, and as she should.
She is riding the wave of that joy of being the home nation. Yeah.
I was just going to say as well, I can't watch Leah Walty speak about playing for Switzerland without tearing
Yeah.
up. Honestly, you can just tell how much it means. She's saying like she'd cried 3 times, and you know, I was writing something about her journey beforehand, and obviously, like, I don't know if people know this, but she was on life support just last year because of like, luckily it was okay, but I think they found something on her body, and she was all right in the end. But then obviously she went through all the injuries. And I think now she knows how much this means for Switzerland. I'm sure people have seen her Leah Switzerland page and how much she's been bigging up this tournament. And I just think watching Pia speak there as well, saying, oh, I didn't realize that Swiss people could get this big into it. Like, if you think back to when the Swiss federal government, do you remember when they cut the funding for this tournament? And then obviously they went through that whole palaver. And then to get here and actually for the Swiss team to do well, how important is that? However far they go, I hope they do get to the groups and make a good show of it. But I feel like already you can feel like the feelings change, and this is going to be big for Swiss football.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just so nice to see.
Definitely. Well, the other match of Group A was, of course, Finland versus Norway. Norway have now won both their games, but maybe not super convincing again last night. What have we made of Norway?
Yeah, exactly right. I think that Norway against Switzerland, they were the poor team in that head to head. They didn't know how to take their chances. They looked lazy in possession. The same thing last night against Finland. Finland were very unlucky because the opening couple of minutes, Caroline Graham-Hansen was incredible, the Barcelona star. She was tearing up the wing and she forces an own goal, and that sets Finland in a really, really hard, it gives them a hard task to overcome. But then they've overcome it in the 32nd minute. They become the better side of the two, and Norway just find a way to get it done through Graham-Hansen. And it feels like that's what Norway are relying on, 1 star out of 11 players to carry them. We saw that with Ada Hegerberg against Switzerland as well. So this is a team, again, that they're winning, but they're not playing good football. And the draw has been so kind to them in that group. And even in the semi-final and quarterfinal path that they may have, it's a lot easier than the people over in Group C and Group D, as we know. So for Norway, I'm very excited to see them get tested. And I know that Iceland won't be able to do that, which is very upsetting because they're already down and out. However, I'm not keen about this Norwegian team right now, and I think they have a lot to improve on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting you talk about relying on 1 star, because actually I think that when you look at Norway's trajectory and the way they've come from those heights of winning the World Cup and the Euros twice and everything, someone was asking, why do you think they've fallen off so much? And I actually think it's because in some ways they've just got so many big characters in there. And even that penalty that Ada Hegerberg took, we were talking about this, right? I mean, she shouldn't have taken the penalty. When you've got Guru Reiten in the team, why is Hegerberg taking the penalty? I know she's incredible, but just let the right person for the job take it. And I think Norway need to sort this out, because what I'm not seeing is that team mentality. They could be such a great team. I actually don't think any other team in the tournament suffers from this, where they have so many individual stars who star for their club and yet can't come together and be one. We don't know who they're going to come up in the group, in the knockouts, but it's going to be better than anyone they've gone up against in the groups. And I think, you know, we saw what happened against England at the last tournament. They need to make sure they sort it out. Otherwise, they could end up seeing a similar scoreline again, I think, honestly.
Can I challenge you on something you said there? You said you mentioned around the superstars not gelling. Do you think there are elements of truth of that with what we saw in England on the other night?
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't think we've ever seen that from England before.
No,
This
I
is
agree,
the thing,
but
and that's why I found it so difficult. But I do think, like, Lucy Bronze, I absolutely love her, and you know what? It physically pains me to say anything negative about the Lionesses. It really does. But I think Lucy Bronze, do you remember in the World Cup when she in that final when she went forward and we were left kind of caught short at the back, and then Olga Carmona came forward to score that goal? I just felt like she was doing that over and over again, and I don't know whether she was trying to be the hero.
She's trying to be everywhere, isn't she?
And that's what the problem was, but it really didn't work. And our back line, it needed to stay sharp against France. That was always going to have to be the solution to France's pace and physicality. Pace and physicality were 2 things we knew that France were going to bring. And we didn't try and counteract either of those things. Jess Carter proved not to be the right choice for us. And Serena Wiegmann, I don't know why she didn't change that at halftime.
Yeah.
Because it's fine if you make the mistake initially, but why are you not trying to remedy that? I love Jess Carter. We've seen what she can do, but she wasn't the right choice for that game.
Do you think Niamh Charles is a better option there?
I actually think we need to bring Alex Greenwood back.
That's
into
what we
the-
said.
That's what we said.
We said
exactly.
get
But-
Maya Letizia
Get
in
Maya
and
Letizia
and
in.
move Alex Greenwood there.
But
Yeah.
Serena Wiegman will not play Maya Letizia, and I don't know why. She must be thinking, what more could I
What more
do
can
to
I
get into
do?
this lineup?
And interesting, we've kind of already segued into our England part of the show,
Yeah.
but we went and saw the training yesterday at the training ground, and the way they talk about training on match day +1 is for the game changers, and we spoke to a few of those game changers. They're in the mix zone. There were players like Maya Letizia, players like Lotte Wubben-Moy, Anna Moorhouse, players who are there in the squad but must be wondering, am I going to even get a chance? And I questioned, what does that do for motivation? Because Serena Wiegman has shown that she sort of likes what she likes, like what she knows. And I think if you are a player like Lotte or Maya, how do you get that motivation? Because you're kind of thinking, no matter how well I do in training, I'm probably not going to be the person you call upon. And I feel like that must have a sort of negative impact on the way you train, how much you're going to give, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think that this is the issue that we're seeing with England. And I don't want to judge it too early until we see the Netherlands game, because if Serena Wiegman is to come in and award those game changers minutes, it's a different story. But if she doesn't and they perform poorly again, it not only affects those subs that are training and are they going to put in 100% effort, it affects the players in the starting 11 that think that they have their spot automatically and can keep playing poor, complacent, lazy football, because that's what we saw against France. It wasn't just tactics. I think that the tactics were why they lost the game, but I think that the players did not do anything to remedy that through their efforts. So if she is going to say, okay, these are my subs and these are my squad players permanently, and these are my starting 11, no matter how poor they're playing, then that's just going to have a terrible impact on every single person in the squad. It needs to be you fight for your position, because squad players in a major tournament are so important, even if they're not playing. But it needs to be that the starting 11 deserve their spot. And right now, I don't think many of those players against France deserve their spot.
What did you make of the training session yesterday and the sort of intensity, or maybe lack of, some people were mentioning?
Yeah, I think that, look, the subs that were training, there was a bit of, it depended on what they were doing. I think it started out and they did look a little bit confused. And I think you do look confused when you're thrown in the ringer and you've got someone like Grace Clinton who came on, and I arguably thought she was the best player on the pitch against France. And she's probably thinking, I deserve to be in that midfield group, because Georgia Stanway and Ella Toone and even Lauren James, who's not back to full fitness, they're not ready to provide that physical battle. So for someone like Grace Clinton, she was giving her 100%, but you could tell the players were down and out, and as they would be, right? I think that the training session was productive in the means that these players get something out of it. But when you're not playing against the starting 11, it's hard to measure where you are at in the squad. And that's also, it's match day +1, right? The starting 11 can't be training a full training session. But when we've been in the past to these open sessions, it does feel like starting 11 are very segregated to the subs. So how the subs going to measure their success and how they're going to compete in this tournament. So maybe that's just the way England decide to train. But yeah, I do see some holes in it.
Yeah, well, talking of the game changers, I mentioned there that we were able to catch up with some of them yesterday. Really nice to speak to them. They're clearly all really, loving, thriving, being a part of the squad. It's such an amazing thing to achieve, to even get selected to come out here. And one of those players is Anna Moorhouse, who is a keeper. And we spoke to her, and here's what she had to say. Firstly, what's it like to be here in Zurich at a major tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's my first one. So yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy every moment. And yeah, it's a beautiful country and we've got beautiful surroundings and everything is kind of set up for our success. So hopefully we get that. And
you mentioned, of course, it's your first tournament. And what does that mean to you personally in terms of a sense of achievement?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like an older player. I feel like I'm kind of like a senior player without the experience. So yeah, it's a proud moment for me to finally get to my first tournament, and yeah, just want to enjoy it, like I said.
And what is the mood like in the camp after last night's result?
Obviously, we're disappointed. We wanted to come out and we wanted to win the first game. I think like everyone does, but everyone's still positive. We're moving on from that, and the vibes are good. I hope we showed you in training that they're good. So yeah, we're just going to move on and keep going and focus on the next game.
And from a goalkeeper's perspective, of course, there was a lot of noise pre-tournament with Mary Earps retiring, and of course Hannah starting yesterday. How have you dealt with that? Because of course you're now here in Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, Mary's done a lot for the game. She's done incredible for England on the pitch and off the pitch. She's obviously had a huge impact. So as a team, it's a big loss to lose that experience. I think Hannah's come in and done a great job. She had a great game last night. Distribution was insane, to be honest. So yeah, it's just, for me, it's just business as usual. It doesn't really affect me that much, but yeah, it's Hannah's opportunity to take now.
You mentioned there how good Hannah is as a goalkeeper. Of course, two other great goalkeepers in the squad too, yourself and Chiara. What are you guys learning from each other here?
I think we've got a good mix. Obviously, Hannah's got the most experience in the international scene. Chiara's obviously a young goalkeeper that's coming up, who's got a really good future ahead, and I'm kind of just like a bit more experienced, but also still kind of new to this environment. So we've got a good mix. We've got a good vibe. We have a lot of fun in training, and we also get things done. So it's just a good mix.
Yes, interesting to hear from Anna Moorhouse there. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because she's there and probably knows she's not going to play at all. So it's an interesting position to be in, even more different than some of those outfield players, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just begs the question, even with the pre-tournament friendly against Jamaica, why would you not give somebody like Chiara Keating or Anna Moorhouse a run out when you know that you're coming up against a team where the threat is going to be minimal in attack, we think, and it would be so valuable, I think, just to have that experience, because at the end of the day, we all have our fingers crossed that nothing happens to Hannah Hampton and she stays fit for the whole tournament. But why would you take that risk? Why would you not have any other capped keepers going into the tournament? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And, you know, in Serena we trust, of course, and that will always be the case until
Where's your tattoo?
Yeah, literally. Can't show you. But I just sometimes think, you have a 20 plus player squad for a reason.
Yeah.
Let's use them. Let's let them prove themselves, because sometimes, Michelle Agumang, maybe they'll surprise you and prove, actually, yeah, we're here for a reason and we can change the game here.
Yeah. I think as well, though, we've asked Serena about that in press conferences before, you know, like, will you try these keepers or whatever? She goes, no, Hannah's my number one. As in, like, she's very firm on it. And equally, like, I kind of respect that she has that stance on it. It's just like, she's my number one. Like, why would I mess around? Like, I know it's a friendly, but it's still like, this is our preparing for the Euros. How are we going to look at the Euros? So in that sense, just playing devil's advocate on that one, it's sort of what she wants to do. Another comment that was mentioned by Anna was obviously the loss of Mary Earps created a lot of noise ahead of the tournament. You mentioned yesterday it looked like on the pitch there was maybe a lack of leadership. Uma, what do you make of that one? Do you think that England are lacking leaders? Could that be a problem?
It's so tough, isn't it? Because I don't think that's something we've ever thought about in terms of England before, because we look at the characters in there, and Leah Williamson, just talking about her, I mean, what captain she is and the leadership that she has always displayed. But the problem is when you have a game like you had against the French, when suddenly all your leader type characters perhaps have a bad game. We mentioned Lucy Bronze already. Even Georgia Stanway, I think, is one of those players you'd call a leader type player. And Leah Williamson, though she didn't necessarily have a bad game, I think she's always going to take responsibility for her back line, and if they concede 2 goals, she'll see that as her responsibility. Even Alex Greenwood, you know, it was her 100th cap, and I don't think any of those players really took the time to just, when they went 2 down, say, okay guys, let's take a minute here, everyone just needs to calm down, step on the ball for a bit and just say, okay, I'm just going to string some passes together. That just didn't happen at any point. And now suddenly you have people looking and saying, is it because we lost Millie Bright? Is it because we lost Mary Earps? Is it because we lost Fran Kirby? I don't think that's the case. I honestly don't, because this team should be strong enough without them. And I don't want that to be the narrative, because that's never what has gone wrong in that game. The players that we had, the leaders that are there, didn't step up on the day. And that's why I think, you know, this is not the end of the world. They can step up against the Netherlands. In some ways, this is it for England. This is their redemption arc. You know, the narrative that's been going around is, remember when Spain lost their first game, right?
To Japan,
and then went on to win it. So it's like they can still do it. but now they have to really dig deep. And I think that's what sport is about, isn't it? Finding out whether really do they have what it takes to actually defend their title here.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really got to go for it. Now it is just all or nothing. And that was a question I was asking the players in the post-match mix zone. Does that affect you mentally? Because now it is literally must win every single game of the tournament to win the tournament. But yeah, Elatoon replied, "We know how to win big tournaments." So it's like, yeah, fair enough. Let them do the talking on the pitch on Wednesday night, right? One of the other talking points from what Anna said there was around Hannah Hampton's ability as a number one. We've seen for Chelsea how good she is. I think the thing that always stands out to me is her ability with her feet, her distribution as well. What, I guess, does she add to this England team that can hopefully help them in the future matches?
The biggest thing that Hannah Hampton adds is her composure in possession. She's incredible with the ball at her feet. She used to be an outfield player, and you can see that transpire onto the pitch. And I remember 2 seasons ago, I think Chelsea were playing Manchester United at Stamford Bridge, and it was the first time Hannah Hampton had played a really big game for Chelsea, because at that stage it was a must-win game. Man United had been really good the season prior, and the journalist questions after the game was, why Hannah Hampton, Emma Hayes? Like, why Hannah Hampton? She said, look, Sam Kerr's just done her ACL. We can't hit the ball long and hope for the best anymore. We need to play out the back. And she's the best keeper in the league to do that. And she backed her, Emma Hayes. And that's why she's now the England number one. And Serena Wiegmann is doing the exact same thing, because Mary Earps is incredible. And she's an unbelievable major tournament goalkeeper. Everyone wants her in the net. But Hannah Hampton brings something to this England team that Mary Earps maybe didn't to such strength. So if England want to play out the back, if they want to control possession, she's the best person to do that. And I think that's the style of football they're aiming for. We've seen that for the last 6 months. You've got Lesia Russo as the number 9. She wants to take the ball at her feet, and she wants to turn, and she wants to use her back. So you need to have the build-up play. And Hannah Hampton is genuinely second to none at that.
Yeah. I think, like you say, that's the style England want to play at the moment, isn't it? And I think if you have Aggie Beaver-Jones up front, for example, suddenly you've got a different situation, right? And then maybe the playing out from the back isn't the answer. And I do think against France, actually, I'm not I think that might have been one of the reasons why it didn't work, because France just pounced on every single error. That Stanway ball that was intercepted, I think that's just, it's proof that perhaps actually maybe we just need a bit more adaptability. And again, this is why I don't know whether the other keepers would have been better to go with in that game. But I do think we missed out by not having that ball over the top to be able to play. It's not that Hannah Hampton can't do that. I just think the option wasn't there because of the strikers we had.
Yeah, I would love to see Aggie Beaver-Jones get some minutes.
Yeah.
I really, really would.
I think the Netherlands game will be the game where she does, because Netherlands play the same style of football as the Lionesses do. It's a completely different game. You don't need the physicality. You don't need the pace. You need to play technical football. And Aggie Beaver-Jones is excellent at running in and behind. So I think we will see her.
Yeah.
Do you know what really surprised me, though? For the past however many games, we've seen Serena Wiegmann bring on Aggie Beaver-Jones towards the end, because maybe she's wanted an extra goal or something. We were in the position where we would, 2-0 down and then 2-1 down. So essentially we just needed a goal, because everybody would have taken a draw at that point. I don't understand why she switched up the game plan, where presumably she would have brought Aggie Beaver-Jones on if we were 0-0 or something and we needed a goal to win it. I don't understand why that didn't come into play, because I just felt she could have changed the game.
I think I agree with that. I think that I agree with the fast pace, because at that stage the France fullbacks were running out of legs.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna counteract it and say that Michelle Adjumang and Grace Clinton changed the game. Like, those substitutes made England better, and you needed to add physicality. I think Aggie Beaver-Jones probably would have been muscled off the ball by France. So it's one of those things that everything looks better in hindsight, because it's like, why not play the player that scored a hat-trick at Wembley a month ago? But at the same time, why not play a player who's going to at least beat France in the physical battle? So I wouldn't want to be
We had
Serena
that
Wiegmann.
conversation as that sub was happening, like, she's chosen Adjumang over Aggie. And the physicality was I think what was
I wanted both, though.
Yeah, I wanted both.
Michelle and
That's
Aggie.
true.
Switch to a back three, abandon the defence at that point. Get all your attackers on.
Yeah.
I want both.
To be fair, that goal difference could be crucial. So I think we also needed to be conscious of that, in a very sort of I know England, we don't want to lose. We shouldn't be losing, but it could come down to goal difference. Jamie, we've got some comments coming in.
We do. So we have got one from Adam Salter. fan of the show.
Shout out, Adam.
This is about the goalkeeper situation. So Adam said, gambling on the fitness of a goalkeeper is risky. The last Euro showed that goalkeepers can be injured, sorry of the Dutch, and that can even open the doors for someone even better, Daphne van Domselaar. So yes, it can be risky, but the difference is Daphne van Domselaar she's a young player that was kind of in the Netherlands setup. Cara Keating is so young. Anna Moorhouse has never played on an international stage. So I agree with both points. You want to go with what you're used to. You want to play and prepare for a tournament, but you also don't want to be in that situation because gosh, that wouldn't be great.
Yeah. Okay, well, this brings us on very nicely to our favourite segment of the show. Uma, welcome.
Uma, this is the best part.
This is the best
God, I'm
part.
excited.
Yes. So, for those of you who do not know, we are trying to complete our Tops sticker book. And we are doing really well, but we, as always, need your help to complete it because swaps are key to tops. Oh, that's quite a good
slogan.
Swaps make tops. There you go. And we have created our very own online swapping platform, gotswaps.club. So do get on there and enter all of the stickers you've got. You can see who you can swap with and you can start chat to them to make those swaps happen. If you're in Switzerland, amazing. If not, arrange swaps, send some things in the post, all the fun stuff that makes trying to complete this wonderful sticker book. So we open a pack each.
Oh, lovely.
So
I feel like I'm back to school.
You can pick one.
Oh my God, this is really big decision.
as our guest of honour,
Okay,
Uma,
fine.
you should go first. I
Oh,
can
thank
hold this
you.
for you.
This is like Christmas.
The moment of truth. This is
Should
the
I do,
highlight of my
one at a
day.
time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, read them out.
Dramatic.
Okay, wait. We're gonna go face. Oh no, that's okay.
They're all sort of mixed up.
Done.
Right, the
Done.
first one.
Done.
I've got Germany.
A Germany badge.
Germany, shiny Germany badge. We need that one.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Uma.
You're very welcome. That's great.
Germany, definitely contenders.
Yes, they were good. I still think they haven't hit
Yeah.
proper gear yet.
No one's hit their stride except for Spain, it seems.
Yeah, annoying.
Next one.
Oh, Gemma Evans from Wales.
Nice.
I was really impressed with Wales, actually.
Mhm.
I know that. I just think 3-0. Yes, obviously the Viviana Miedema goal almost doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because that was just so good. We love a Gemma Evans. Who else have I got? Josephine Hasbo from Denmark.
Love
Okay.
that.
Yeah, Denmark didn't. I thought the Denmark-Sweden game, we were just saying,
Mm.
possibly one of the least impressive
Least
games
exciting
so far.
games,
I
but
agree.
Still, good player. Oh, this is really sad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I've got Frank Kirby.
Oh, we got Mary
I
Earps
got
the other
Mary Earps
day. Oh no, that's
I don't
not
think I can
good.
say anything about that. That's really
Just move
sad.
on swiftly.
Shout out to Fran Kirby. We love
love
Fran
you,
Kirby.
Fran
Thank you, Fran. Tuva Hansen
Nice.
from Norway.
How funny are her TikToks? Have you seen
Oh,
them?
they're
Oh my god,
great.
she was so good at World Sevens for Bayern Munich. Oh, what a
Love that.
hilarious player.
They're really funny.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of your TikToks, even though we haven't been very nice about Norway.
Yeah, sorry, Tuva.
Sorry. Oh, Carol Costa.
Oh, love
Okay.
it. That's the sort of player
Nice.
to watch for
Yeah,
Portugal
Portugal
per
could
the
still-
Tops album.
Exactly. There you go then.
That's a good
That's
pack.
not a bad mix,
lovely
is
pack.
it?
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Ayisha, you're next.
Right, you're going to need to hold this
I
for
love
me.
this.
Okay.
This is really fun.
It's good, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a Poland player, Martina Wiankowska.
Nice.
We've got a Finland player, Una Siren.
Oh, West Ham United.
Oh, I was
We
gonna
love the
say.
WSL.
Janice Kamen from Belgium. So I'm not
Another
showing these
WSL
up.
player.
I've got an England player, but we do already have her. We've got the wonderful Chloe Kelly.
Oh, get on gotswaps.club.
Get on gotswaps.club. This is going straight on there in my swap section, gotswaps.club. I've got a Iceland player, unfortunately, no longer in the tournament. Dilja Yerzomaz.
Okay, Iceland, very sorry. Very
Oh, I've got
sorry.
a good one.
Here we go.
It's a shiny Denmark's Pernille Harder.
Oh, that's a great
Brilliant.
card. What a legend.
Really
That's
great
so
card to
Love
end that
that.
with. And yeah, as always, our swaps will be going on gotswaps.club. Jamie, how are you looking?
Let's do it.
The final.
The final.
The final. Save the
Okay.
best till last, right?
Yeah, have a look.
Okay. Poland player, Amelia Sizkmak.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. A Swiss player, Viola Caligaris.
Yes.
Okay, we've got a Belgian, Sari Keys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this is a cool one. legend card, Ellen White.
Oh, wow.
Nice. That's a great open.
Oh,
That's
that is
brilliant.
beautiful.
Okay.
That's stunning.
We have got, she's actually not at this tournament, but Sweden and Arsenal's Rosa Kafaji.
Nice.
Injured before the tournament. And then this is a great one. Germany's Clara Buell, standout star for Germany. So
Ooh.
not a bad pack at all.
Fabulous.
Ellen White.
Yeah, Ellen White legend card. What a win.
Amazing.
I don't think we have any of those either.
No.
So
Well,
lovely.
we'll double check after, and if we do, they'll be on gotswaps.club.
You know where to find us.
Do get involved. We all want to leave with our full tops sticker books. Amazing. Well, we also heard from some of our beloved lionesses, and ahead of the tournament, we asked them a few questions. We were asking them. We played some fun games with them. All that content is on our Haters TV YouTube channel. We also asked them for their 5-a-side of the Euros. So I'm going to show you what some of the lionesses said.
I think England alone's got a good 5-a-side team.
Yeah.
So
let's do England.
definitely Kira,
Yeah.
definitely LJ,
LJ for sure. Well, we need a keeper, Hannah.
Hannah, me and you.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you've got to put yourselves in it.
Okay, I want your 5-a-side team. You can do it together. 5-a-side from everyone going to the Euros.
Hold on, what's our formation?
1-2-1.
1-2-1. Okay.
You just want to make it into the team.
Mido's in there, don't you worry. Goalkeepers.
Let's put you in goal.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Defenders.
Let's see. I'm going to keep England. I feel
Yeah,
like. Let's
go
put
on.
Bronzy at the back.
Bronzy at back. It's going to be hard containing her to just the back. Midfield. Who are we going? Stanway will just strike it.
Leather it from anywhere.
Yeah.
Kira will be good in front.
Kira will be good. Okay, and then you up top.
There we go.
Yeah.
Done.
I love their patriotism and loyalty that they were like, no, we're not picking anyone from any other teams. We're just going to pick our teammates. I was like, yeah, fair enough. Respect. I'd probably do the same thing. Say no more. Okay, well, hopefully you guys, I've asked these guys to pick a 5-a-side from match day 1. So, Jamie, I'll kick off with you. Who have you gone for?
Okay.
Oh, this is from the whole, not just lionesses, by the way.
Every
They're
team,
going all
match day
nations.
1.
They're going all nations.
Okay, I've got 2 French players in here.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I've got Delphine Cascarino. She, yeah, you're gonna have to change yours.
No, we're gonna be
reactive. She was incredible. Player of the match against England. I've also got Elisa D. Almeida, the right back. I thought she was phenomenal. She covered that entire channel the whole game. Sorry, guys. Then I've got Italy's Ariana Caruso, the match winner. She was incredible. Also, shout
rocking
out
your
Italy,
Italy shirt.
Forza.
Yeah.
And then I've got Alexia Putellas. Oh my gosh, she was good for Spain. She's always good for Spain, but she was incredible. Like, she lit up the show, another player of the match. And then 100th goal for country, Viviana Miedema. Who else? She was
And
incredible.
your captain in the fancy game.
Yeah, I captained her. I actually, very sorry, England fans. I got rid of Alessia Russo a couple hours before the deadline because I said I'm not confident. Brought in Viviana Miedema, captained her. So that worked out for me. I was very pleased. Uma, take it away.
Well, okay. So up front, I'm going with, simply because of that first goal she scored, Esther Gonzalez for
Yeah,
Spain.
nice shout.
Oh my gosh, I don't understand how she got that in the goal.
Winning the Golden Boot already.
Honestly,
Yeah.
she might do, yeah. Then I have gone with, we've talked about her already in the show, Geraldine Reutler for Switzerland.
Yeah.
I thought we've got to get some home representation there. I thought she was great. I know this is technically just match day 1, but
Still.
Yeah.
you know, I thought she was really good.
Also, to win player of the match when you
Yeah.
lose,
Yeah.
when your team loses. I mean,
It's
maybe there's a bit of
amazing.
Swiss bias there. I don't know. But regardless, we're here for it. We're here for it.
I had also put Viv in there, Viv Miedema.
Yeah.
I just think you had to. And I'd put Delphine Cascarino in, but I'm going to do a cheeky little switch. Now you've said that, and go for Sandy Baltimore. Instead, she
Yeah.
got the goal. I thought she, to be fair, a lot of that French team could have got in there. Salma Basher as well. I thought it was great, caused a lot of problems. But I will go with Sandy Baltimore. Got the goal, caused a lot of problems. Great player, which we all thought actually before the tournament she was going to be. So I'm sure much more. My last one, I think you'll like this one. I know they lost, but I had to put an England player in there, and there's only one contender for me, Michelle Ackerman.
Yeah, there you go.
To be on the pitch for as little minutes as you were, and to make that kind of impact, so unlucky not to get that goal.
Yeah.
I think there's more to come from her at this tournament. I
Bring
want
it
her
on.
that
Bring it
side.
on. She's hungry.
Oh, the energy.
She's hungry. And knowing that she can get on the pitch, Serena's put her on the pitch now. You go get it, Michelle. You go get it.
Go
Come on, Michelle.
Let's do it. Breakout
Let's
star.
go. Amazing. Well, let us know your five-a-side teams from match day 1. We're going to keep this segment going throughout the tournament after each match day and each round. So yeah, let us know. We want to hear from you. Is it all from one team? Is it spaced out? We want to hear. Let us know in the comments. Well, that brings us on to Group B because they're back in action tonight. These 4 teams, we've got Spain versus Belgium. We've got Portugal versus Italy. Do you like our flags, Uma?
I did not plot that. But yeah. No, I'm not. Oh, I see. That's really cute.
Well, I think the main talking point has to be Spain. Of course, the World Cup champions. They are looking good. 5-0 in the first round. Is anyone in their league at the moment?
No one in this tournament has impressed me as much as Spain have. We've seen some very close encounters. Hasn't been a draw yet at Euro 2025, which is interesting. But the games have been very close. Spain came out against Portugal and made it look like they were training. They made it look like they were just doing rondos. They were practicing their drills. The talent that they have, every player begins to step up. And when you've got someone like Aitana Bonmati who's not playing, she got 10 minutes at the end, but she didn't start because she's just been hospitalized with viral meningitis. And then you've got Vicky Lopez, who's 18 years old, comes on, starts at the Euros and is absolutely on fire. Incredible talent. Alexia Putellas, Mariona Caldente, Olga Carmona, they were all playing incredibly. And that goes without saying as well. Irene Paredes, their centre back, wasn't playing because she was serving a match suspension. So she'll be back in the group stages as well. So Spain's talent and the talent that they still have yet to come into the starting 11 is very, very scary. And Portugal aren't a bad side. England know that Portugal aren't a bad side. Obviously, they thrashed them at Wembley, but there was a draw earlier in the year. So Spain have the ability to rotate and they have the ability to do it seamlessly. And we're talking about Norway having too many stars and not being able to make it work. Spain make it work and just keep getting better. So to answer your question, I don't think anyone is in Spain's league right now.
And they haven't even unleashed the Aitana Bonmati at her full potential, right? Which is just a terrifying prospect when you're a team going up against that. Belgium, though, maybe this is more wishful thinking than anything. I feel like Belgium were one of my surprise picks. I was shocked that Italy beat them, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think it was just that moment of brilliance, right? But I think Belgium, I know they got beaten by Spain in the Nations League not that long ago as well. But I feel like Belgium actually are going to cause them a few more problems than Portugal will. I think Tessa Woolart looked good in that game. Obviously, she's a bit of a Belgian legend. I just want somebody to challenge Spain because I don't want it to be the case that they go through to the knockout stages not having had to fight anything. Because then if England do come up against them, when England come up against them, I just think we're going to be facing a team who, like you say, have just been in training mode the whole of the tournament. So today, I am going to be Belgian because...
Oh, yeah, I think we all are, right?
But yeah, I do think they will put up more of a challenge. We saw that they beat England, right, Belgium? So they've got a bit of power in there. They've got some fight. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a better game.
And how do you see this one going? Because Portugal, Italy, it could make the group interesting, the result of this one, right?
Yeah, certainly. This is probably the game to watch in the fact that Portugal need to respond from a really, really bad loss. It was a hard week for Portuguese football last week, obviously. And now they have to come into the Euros and regroup. It felt like that first match was always going to be a ride-up, given the circumstances of Diogo Jota, and Jessica Silva was speaking about that. So Portugal are coming in with a fresh mind, I really hope. And I hope that they can come in and turn up. I've been really impressed with Italy in the lead up to this tournament. I was impressed with them against Belgium as well. So I think that Italy will get the job done. And I do think that this group is going to be a write-off by the end of the day. I don't know if that's completely true, but I do think that Italy, they've got the forward talent. Girelli wasn't even at her best. So it'll be interesting to see which side comes out on top. But I don't want it to come to Friday and it's the final match day and the two teams are already through.
Yeah.
I hope there's something to play for. I really do.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Uma? Do you think it's going to be a Spain and Italy getting through this group, or
if they play the way they played on match day one? Yes, I really hope Portugal have more for them. Like you say, I guess it depends what kind of players we see. Kiki Nazareth, I think it all depends on that. We know that Portugal have the talent, and I think the fight that they've had to kind of get to this tournament. I just want to see some of that. And even Italy, I think, it's been surprising that the journey that they've been on, and we talk about Italy normally, especially on the men's side, as one of the bigger hitters in European football, even though it's been a rough journey the last couple of years. I think the Italian women's team are obviously trying to get to that point where they're among the big teams. They've never really been there. But and likewise, I suppose you could say that for Portugal, isn't it? If they can match the heights of their men's team. And I spoke to the Portugal fans. We bumped into each other in Bern ahead of the game. The fans are just incredible. The
Yeah.
Portuguese fans, they're so behind the team, and I just hope Portugal can take some faith from that and think, let's go out here. We just have to nick a goal and just make sure the defense is strong. I think their defense can be strong. They haven't shown it necessarily in recent games, but yeah, a little bit of oomph from them, and maybe. Yeah.
So true. Two nations who absolutely love football.
Yeah.
And let's hope we see that sort of passion on the pitch tonight. I'm sure we will. Well, that just about brings us to the end of a brilliant show. Thank you so much, Jamie and Uma. Thanks for joining us. You'll have to come back.
Yes. I'm just down the road.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you guys for watching. Really, really appreciate it. As always, continue to do that wonderful quiz that is in the top left-hand side of your screen. I should avoid doing right and left with that one. It's also in the description on YouTube, or if you're listening on podcasts, it will be in the description there. Do get involved. There's going to be some good prizes, and we want to see how you're doing. Also get involved in the Tops sticker swapping on gotswaps.club. We want to get involved. We want to complete our sticker books. Get chatting, get swapping. Let's make it happen. This is an amazing community. We're so pleased to have you all with us. So yeah, let's just keep it growing, and lots of pitch perfect love. So thank you for joining us. We will see you same time tomorrow morning.